Hey, everybody, how are you? I just want to jump on here really quick and talk about being a victor or a victim. My little jokey joke for the day is just like nationwide is on your side, so am I. Anything I say, I don't want it to be triggering. I don't want it to cause anger or anything, but it's really just for you to think about it, food for thought. That was the premise and the purpose of all my videos. But when you think about a victor or a victim, which one do you fall in? Which category do you fall into? It's always two sides to the story. So the example I was thinking of earlier was the guy at the pool of Bethesda. You'll read the story on your own, see what you get from it. But this is what I got from it. He sat there and, Jesus going about healing, and he felt that there was no one to help him get into the pool. Now think about it. At any time, for the amount of time that he was sitting there, he could have at any point wiggled his way. He could have maybe asked for help. Someone could have moved him closer, could have moved him closer, could have moved him closer, but he didn't. Instead, he chose to sit there. And so when he sees someone that would listen to him, so to speak, his story is, woe is me. There was no one to come and help me, like, oh, I just had to sit here. No one able to help me, that to me, that is like being the victim mentality. That pool has been there for however long it was for anyone to go and dip and to get healed. At any time, he could have used resources. At any time, he could have dug deep. He could have looked within himself and asked, like, how can I get a little bit closer? If I'm here and the pool is over here, how can I get closer? What can I do? That's being a victor. That's having a victor mindset. I feel like someone is asking the question is like, when is God going to do something, or when is God going to move? And I really feel like the answer is, he's done everything he's going to do. He's gave his only begotten son. Let's really look at this. What else, really does he need to do? When you want to make a career move, a job move, do you really, some may not, sorry, my battery is going low. I hope that didn't cut out. Some may or some may not take the time to fast and pray, do the ashes or rent the clothing, like, the loins or whatever, like they did in the Bible days. Some people may choose to be that extreme, but when you think about it, you make what's the best move or the best option for you. You might have two options. This job is paying this little bit more money. This got this amount of benefits more than what you have currently. You're going to make that sound decision on your own. You really, literally, let's think about this. It's not sitting in the corner praying, wondering, and or wusa, wasu, or however you say it, wondering, which direction should we do? Or I'm waiting on God to show me which way to go, or I'm waiting on God to tell me what to do. No, you're going to make that decision on your own, that you feel is best for you. You're going to be a victor in that situation, not a victim, like, I'm just waiting because I don't know what to do. The same way when it comes to the matters of the heart. If you're struggling with something, if you're struggling with cigarettes, if you're struggling with drinking or whatever, if you are in the mindset that I am waiting, or I'm hoping that God takes this away from me, the ball is in your court. The ball is in your court, meaning you have to make a decision that when the temptation comes, you are going to stand firm. You are going to stand strong and not give into it. Will you give into it and fall by the wayside and give back into it? Maybe. Then what do? You get up the next day or the next moment, and do you start all over again? Right. Why? Because you are a victor. The victim will wallow in that, well, it's just so hard. We individually have to make a conscious decision of what we are going to do each day to make our life better. Yes, we do have the grace of God. The grace of God will be there available for us to depend on, to lean on, to glean from from the decisions that we make. Everything that we have today is from the decisions that we have made previously. Think about that. When you are building a house, the house that you end up with is from the foundation to the walls, how many bedrooms, it's all that final walkthrough is based on all of the decisions that you made prior to that. I want 2.5 baths. No, I want 1 bath or 1.5 bath. I want this type of cabinets. I want granite countertops. All of those decisions that you made led up to that walkthrough, to that day of the closing, till you get the key. And now that you have a home, and our life is the same way. Our life is the same way. We have to take back. We have to take back the power to ourselves. We are. I feel like we get into a position, and then we give the keys away. We give the power away, and then, well, I'm just waiting on God to do this. I'm waiting on God to do that. And yes, we do hear what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying. Don't miss what I'm trying to say. Yes, we do depend on Him. We do seek Him. We do be led of the Lord. But for some things, we have to grab our straps by the bootstrap, or however you say it, and make some decisions. As you begin to walk, as you begin to make decisions, that is how you are being led. You cannot be led in just a stationary position. So I'm sitting here and I want to go from here to over there, and I want to be led, but I choose not to get up, be walking, and to move. If you're trying to get from point A to point B, and you want to be led of the Lord, you want to be guided and make sure that you are on the right path, you have to move. You have to move. Without moving, how are you going to be led? That's being a victor. That's taking on the victor mentality. The victim stays in the woe is me. I'm dependent. I'm waiting on someone. I need someone to grab me by the hand, to pull me. Or you want to continually make excuses of where you are. Where we are today as an individual is because all the decisions that you made on your own. Point blank. How do they say? Period. Period. We go right back to the house analogy. The house that you end up closing on, getting the keys to, is based on those decisions that you made when you was talking to the contractor. They come with those paint chips. Okay, what color do you want the walls? They come with that the siding. They send you the thing with the siding. What color siding do you want? Shutters, that's the word I'm talking about. They send you those little block things of the shutters. What color shutters do you want? You pick your lot. Do you want the corner lot? Do you want the cul-de-sac? All of those decisions. And it's the same thing that we do in our everyday life. But I feel like a lot of times we put all of this onto God as if He is the problem, as if we're waiting on Him, when everything is already been given to us. Everything has already been laid out for us. Now we have to take accountability. We have to take our boots by the straps. I think I said it right that time. We have to take our straps by the boots, or however you say it, and start making some moves. So if you are asking, or if you have asked, well, I'm waiting on God. I want God to do this. Well, why God hasn't done this? Why God hasn't done that? I feel like He's asking you, well, what are you doing? How can I lead you if you're not moving? How can I lead you if you have a victor mentality? The victim mentality, because the victim is the woe is me. Nothing works out for me. Everything goes wrong, for me. And now, no one is dismissing. I'm not dismissing the hurt or the trauma or anything that you've been through. Hear what I'm saying. No one is saying that the situation did not happen for you to be a victim. But when do we get up? When do we get up, and when do we move from that, and that we can be victorious, and that we can be a victor? Because your story, your victory is attached to someone else. By you getting up, by you being strong, by you being victorious, by you taking the lead, someone else sees that and has enough strength to go on. But if you stay there, I'm waiting on God to move. I'm waiting on God to do this. I'm waiting on God to take this from me. He didn't give it to you for him to take from you. If you picked it up, you got to put it down. But we have the grace of God that we can lean on when it feels like we're not strong enough. That's when we can lean on that, that his grace is sufficient. That we can do all things through Christ, which strengthen us. Everywhere in the Bible, you do your own reading. When it was talking about for the healing, what did he say? He said, "Take up your bed and walk," or "Take up your bed and go and sin no more." He gave them an instruction of what they need to do for their healing, or for the healing to go forth. When are we going to take up our bed and go forth? Right? Victim or victor? It's like we really do choose. We choose which one we want to be. In Deuteronomy it says, "Choose ye this day whom you shall serve." When you look at that, are you going to serve self? Are you going to serve your lustly desires, your ego? Your ego will keep you as a victim also, because you want justice, because you want validation. You can give yourself validation. Yes, I've been through it. Yes, it hurt. Yes, I don't understand why. But, because when you say but, you dismiss everything in front of there. But this day, I am going to choose life. This day, I'm going to choose to be better. This day, I'm going to choose a different path for me. Think of this, like I said in the scenario for the house. I'm going to choose these shutters. I'm going to keep choosing and keep choosing and keep choosing, because in any part of the process of that house, when you're building a house, if you stop, guess what? The house stops, because they're waiting on you. They're waiting on you. The builder is not going to go ahead and pick their choices. They probably could, and there's probably going to be some lawsuits because this ain't what you want. This not what you pick. Your rights were taken from you, so to speak. They're putting the cart before the horse, so to speak, because they want to help and get it finished. They're not going to do that. That house, a house typically can be built in 4 to 5 months. Now, financing, this was all things clicking on all cylinders. Everything is working great. 4 to 5 months. If there is a holdup, as far as the cosmetic part of it, and I'm not talking about, nature, the rain and stuff like that. I figure they incorporate all that into the timeline of that. But I'm talking about, you can't decide on what windows you want for the front house. For the front of the house. You want bay windows, you want just regular standard windows, you want double windows. You're taking forever. That's a holdup. You are the holdup to the progress of the for this house being finished. Your house being finished. Are you the holdup because you aren't making the decisions that's best for you, because you're choosing to be a victim? Now, like I said, we've all been through stuff. Life happens. Life happens to us. And another food for thought is, we cause life for other people too. We got to think about it. We may look at this like, well, such and such happened to me because this person did this or that person did this. Let's flip that mirror around. Let's flip them fingers back and point to ourselves. It's like, where have I caused life in someone else? But that's a different video for a different day. We're talking about a victim or a victim here. So assess the situation. Look at the blueprints of your life. Look at the blueprints of your situation, and see where is the holdup. What decisions have you not made to make you to go forward and be victorious, right? So that's something for you to think about. I hope you all have a super blessed day. Until next time, remember who you are.